6 o'clock, so time to start.
And we have
Hi, Bree, tapping in from Hawaii.
it's not
All right. Well, we've had snow and blizzards, so.
Black one.
Little Herky welcomes you all.
The black is dark.
Kind of wondering what you've gotten from class this time, what projects you will present. So Linda, are you going to do one? And Bree?
No.
Is the mic on?
I think so.
Yes.
we can turn it up.
Can you not hear me? Is this better?
I can hear you, but she's gonna turn it up a little.
Okay,
Thank you.
maybe this is better.
Better.
Okay, well, I haven't said anything worth.
Getting old.
Welcome. And how many people are going to do presentations? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Everybody?
You want us to raise our hand?
Everybody? Okay, on everybody here
Barbie.
and online?
Looked like two. Jennifer.
All right, so, well, let's hold for it. Who's going to kick off and do it? Well, I will then if no one is.
Okay.
I decided I would use my Jesus for my creative thing because Karen Childers asked me to do an Our Father. And maybe 3 years ago now, or 4. So I kind of just went ahead and did it. And it kind of fell into place. But what fell into place are a lot of the things we've thought about here. A lot of the things that have come through Hedgerow. So God among us and between us, around and within us, blessed be your names. You, the whole, we a part. May every day dawn with new delight, and every night grow seeds of justice in our hearts. Feed us today the fruit of our hands and your earth. Forgive us the harms and hurts we do to others, as we forgive them the harms and hurts they do to us. Lead us from certainty and cynicism to curiosity and awe, and free us to find you as you are in all things. Amen.
Amen.
So,
I can be next.
all right,
All right.
you have the stage. If you're up here, if you can make it up here,
I can, well, yeah.
that was a kind of a bad way to say it, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I was going to tell you that, but. Well, some of you have heard me talk about the conference.
So, now,
Where do I talk?
straight
Oh,
in.
yeah, that's right. Some of you have heard me talk about the Conference of Rural America that I gave with my friend in 1976. It was a bicentennial program, and it ended up being 9 statewide and 3 years long, which I hadn't planned on at all. But it just kind of grew itself. And so we looked at, during that conference, we looked at all the things that we're looking at now. No, I like them. Ecologically, the things that we're thinking about now, like the water and the bonanza farms and all of that. So it, some of the materials that we sent out to these states was put into the 100-year needle for Minnesota.
Oh.
So we'll all have to go out and see it when it comes up. None of us will be here, of course. So what I brought is one of the books, the book that came out of the conference, which is the talks that were given by different people during the conference. And this wasn't a published book. It was given to the people that attended the conference. So I'll let you see it. And then my picture's in here, and I was about 30 years old, and I'd be real pleased if you could spot me.
Oh, great.
I'll start. Where shall I start?
Should we pass it around?
Yeah, okay, I'll pass it because you might not be able to take it over there.
Yeah.
Touche.
Yes.
Whoa.
Joan, I have a question. I brought my project on a jump drive, but
Oh,
Olivia is not here with her computer here. And,
Katie,
Katie doesn't have a jump drive place on her computer.
And my iPad doesn't take a jump down.
I think a jump drive. What does it look like?
Well, it has to have that kind of input.
Is it an HDF?
It might.
You know, I was gonna say impressive.
I know letters, but not meaning of
Do you have it in your email?
What is that about?
You can email me.
She,
Connectivity for her little thumb drive to
Oh.
have
all
Here it is.
the data's on there.
We can put that in. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Don't they have some downstairs? I'll get a jump drive.
No, I've got the jump drive. It's
It's not about the jump
Oh,
drive.
I'll
it's
go
about-
get my computer. I'll go get my computer.
Where is it, Joan?
Where is it? I don't have it along here.
so
You came in not carrying that very, very heavy bag that you usually have.
No.
She was.
Should we
were
ask
supposed to
Joan
work
Phillips?
today.
Is that
so
everything?
it's in.
Oh, hey, she plugged it in.
Mm.
This is a smart TV. Okay, not the microphone.
Advanced.
It's like magic, isn't it? When you know how to
What
do
kind of
it.
a TV is it?
I don't.
Google and look it up.
Well, I'm gonna Google it.
Smart.
And whiteboard view.
Oh,
Video.
I don't want to spoil this. I'm going to try to get my computer.
Oh.
Well, mine isn't here.
It looks like they might be getting it.
No, I haven't seen anything yet.
What kind of TV is it?
She wants to
I'm
look it up.
Googling
So
how
what
to
kind of
find-
TV is it?
DT.
It's a D10. It's not just like a TV. It's a
E10?
it's a D10.
D10.
That's when that happened.
years ago.
D is in Delta,
Yeah.
10.
And we're in the same place right now.
Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. All that.
Yeah, it looks like they have two USB ports, one
Okay,
and
how to
two.
use the USB
So
drive.
I was
She's got it.
so into all that.
Oh, yeah.
And I heard my
Submit my
grandparents
stuff to
talk
the
about
ad.
that, you know.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
How to use a USB drive just like this one on your smart TV.
Ooh, he's got it.
Sorry, online people. Carol has mucked up the works here with my lack of being able to present my jump drive.
See what was going to happen with the banana
Okay.
farms. All
See
the
what
rural
it
life
says.
culture, and now we see the little towns just.
All right, let's do
Just
this.
go.
Excuse me, ladies.
Yeah.
All right,
A Hisense Smart TV, a Samsung Smart TV, an LG Smart TV, Sony Smart TV, whichever Smart TV you have. By the end of this video, you should be able to connect and use any USB drive on any Smart TV you have. And before we dive into the video, it is important to note that not all USB drive can actually work on your TV. For any USB drive to be compatible with your TV, it has to be formatted at MS-DOS FAT at 32. And while some USB drive are already formatted at MS-DOS FAT at 32 by default,
that might not help us.
but the process of doing this is not so difficult, and I'm going to show you how to format any USB drive to MS.
It's not a smart TV, it's a D10. It's specifically for meetings.
Oh, I see what you're saying, okay. Sorry.
But it was summer follow. That's right.
It's not really a
We
smart
did the
TV,
more.
it's a teaching.
All right, well, others can go ahead.
Well, maybe Joan I would say let's have somebody else go.
Let's
And
wait
then when
for
Joan has
Joe.
that
Let's have somebody else first.
maybe she can email it to me and I can put it on my computer.
Let's wait for Joe.
I'll go at 3:00.
If anyone else wants to go next,
I'll have to take them out before bedtime when I get back.
the wind is.
Wind is awful.
All right, what do you want me to do it?
Light stuff.
Sure.
All right, I'll go.
Okay.
Figure it out.
Not yet, but we're optimistic.
Lines in the
I'll
window.
do some research.
Sure.
Is somebody else gonna go?
I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Oh, and are they,
The summer
Easier on the
It had to
eyes,
do with my fight.
especially if the font is
It
big.
happened to my book.
people will get
It's
one of
under
each of
my-
these.
People who read,
You know,
it's hard on the eyes.
And then
And most of the
eventually.
people who I know who are on like all day, 8 hours a day, that's what they like doing. They go to that dark mode, so they're looking at bright light,
Oh, you know what? I think I might have got it.
dark background, and then the letters are.
Joan has probably
got more copies.
She bought a bunch. Well, they're trying to figure that out. She volunteered to come up. My idea for my presentation came from some table talk we had and after one of the speakers in the class. And they said, think about, I think, whether you think young people are concerned about this. And our table, we're like, well, we're not sure about young people. And like afterwards, I'm like, wait a minute. And then during that same week, my children, who I think are young people, but they're not, but they're medium young, both ended up talking to me about these kinds of issues. Are we getting feedback? Okay, I'm trying.
No. It's just louder. It just only receives you
Okay.
like you were licking a coal.
Okay. All right. The first thing is I have found this article that said, from algae to essential oils, a company in Portugal is using algae to make compostable cosmetic bottles. Well, I don't think you have the idea how big the cosmetic industry is. And my daughter happens to work in the cosmetic industry. So I sent it to her. And I said, have you seen that? And she said, no, thanks. No, I don't know if it's going to go anywhere, but that's the kind of thing that gets ideas spread around when people share ideas. Often when you read stories of discoveries in any business or industry, they say, yeah, we were having a couple beers, and then all of a sudden somebody said something and it came together. So then the same day or the same week, my son, who went to St. Thomas College and majored in business, he still volunteers reading business plans that some of the students submit. And I said, well, tell me about the good ones. And it was right after the week that we talked about water. And two of the best ones were on preserving water. One was how to salvage water used in data centers. So this young student has a business plan and an idea to go forward with that. The other one was a way of testing, was developing a device to test municipal water systems on a very frequent basis. Actually, just said that this idea was to test it every hour. He said that might be a bit ambitious, but so that they could catch it at the beginning rather than if they should do it later. But the point was that these young people were very, very involved in looking at solutions to problems. So I have decided, as a result of this class, that two things. One is that I'm going to focus on the positive. Now, that may surprise you about me, but those of you who know me. But, you know, I always think of that story that the indigenous people tell about, you know, there are two wolves in your heart. Which one are you going to feed? The one that dwells on negative or is evil, and one that's good. Well, I think the same thing applies here. If we focus our energies on the positive, we can have some success and encourage people. And I have some suggestions, and I'm going to try to hold this up in front of the camera, and then Carol's going to pass your tables some of these things. Let me see if this works. No, where's the camera?
Here.
No, but nothing happens. Oh, it's not slow enough. Well, we'll send you this, the people online. There's a website that Patsy Huberty, who is also a hedgehog but hasn't been able to come, gave me a number of years ago, called happyeconews.com. And every week it sends you an article with 5 projects that have been successful. And you can sign up for a weekly email for that. And the projects and the things, I know in Switzerland they're putting solar panels between the struts on the railroad tracks, because the trains aren't going over them all the time, and they're generating electricity. And through the emails at Happy Eco News, I learned about the Earth Prize. Every year, students all over the world submit projects with help from dedicated teachers, and they come up with amazing ideas. And I gave each of you a list. If you go to the website, which is on the list of websites, it tells about the winners from the past couple of years, and they're just creative ideas from all over. And the winners of this project get money to pursue the project, and they're high school students. So we're not talking grad students here. And then the other things are, this morning, my son sent me the results of the St. Thomas Business Plan project, for which the kids get scholarships. And so I could read through all of them. Some are strictly, there are categories, but the public service category is big, and it has some good ideas. So you'll be able to see, to look at those. And in my apartment building, we were approached last summer. There's a company, a for-profit company, who is putting solar panels in areas in the cities. The one that they invited us to invest $25 in and buy a tiny piece of the solar panel. Went online, and with it being involved in the project, I got $2.25 credit on my Excel energy bill. But people came to this meeting in our building, and they're all like us, what are we talking about here? And I said, I think the best way to summarize this is that we're supporting having renewable energy closer into town so they don't, because when they transport renewable energy from, prairie land or wherever, they lose energy on the way. It has the friction going through the pipes and stuff. So it's a really exciting project, and they're working on those kinds of things. So so I'm just saying that another thing we can do is open your ears and listen and be open to projects. Some of the people in my building were scared about it. There's a QR code. I don't scan those. I'm like, okay, we'll find another way. But, and I don't want you to think I'm naive. I know it's a big problem. And also on your list, there's a Science Friday video that my son sent me. He's part of my education program, about where plastic goes. And they're very clear that we're not going to science our way out of the problem of plastic. And the plastic industry goal for 2060 is to make more plastic that year than has ever been made in the world. Like, thanks anyway. And the petrochemical industry is all tied in that. And they're taking the same. This should be partly hopeful to you. They're taking the same approach as the cigarette companies, lying, saying, greenwashing is what they call it. But the thing is, we all know eventually, and it seemed long at the time, but it happened from the time we first heard about fighting cigarettes till now. So I just don't want to be negative, and especially about young people. And I guess I'll end with just a quote you're all familiar with from Margaret Mead. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. Yeah. And we're not alone. And we have passed the torch to the youth. There are young people who are really committed to this.
I want to follow that.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Pass out plain paper to everybody else. I need a little help with this.
Pass out the plane. Thank you.
Can I start with this table? There's a little group of stickies here that are sentences. And so you do one and then pass it to the next person who does one. That's the readings to start this ritual piece.
So were they marked and such?
Yes, that was my most.
They're just they're not in any particular order, so.
Entering into communion.
Wait, please. Bring you the mic.
Passing.
Where's the mic?
I'll just explain.
It must be up there, Kathy.
She's got it.
Yeah.
Did everybody get paper?
Yeah.
All right. So I hope you have your own writing utensil of some sort for it. You just got a blank paper. But I just thought of involving us in a little ritual piece from partly from Elizabeth Johnson and partly from our book, The Green Saints. And so this little piece will begin with a series of just almost single sentence pieces from our book that I've chosen to have us think about. And then I'd like us to sing every part of this earth after the readings. And then for the reflection, you will use your blank paper. And I'll explain that when we get to that point. But I think for right now, actually, you could draw, it's going to be 3 concentric circles that overlap. So that you want them to be big.
Like a Venn diagram, yeah.
Yeah. 3 concentric circles. How do people online get to see this? You don't?
Go right in front of this.
Right in front of this?
Would you like a cup so you can?
At home, if you have a blank piece of paper, you just draw 3 concentric circles that overlap. And that'll be our second piece, and then we'll end with the praying of Psalm 167, which Elizabeth Johnson in Come Have Breakfast brought to us. So now let us begin with the readings. I'll bring the microphone.
Entering into communion with God's creation is how we answer the call to be the green saints of today, and how we align ourselves to the church's mission of collective action for the prosperity of all. By spending time in the natural world away from technology and consumerism, we can come into grateful contemplation of all God's creation.
However, individual efforts of environmental stewardship matter because they collectively contribute to positive environmental, social, and economic outcomes. According to a line attributed to Margaret Mead, the famous cultural anthropologist, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has.
If our whole purpose on earth is to have a relationship with God, then we must seek to understand God through creation. The diversity of life on earth is a representation of the many dimensions of God. Do you want me to read this whole thing? No. Take a look at that so we can open it.
Though we could say we are called to be green saints of tomorrow, there's an urgency that cannot let us delay. Rather, we are called to be the green saints of today for the sake of tomorrow. Every part of this earth is to my people holy. Every part of this earth is to my people holy. Every part of this earth is to my people holy. Is to my people holy. Every part of this earth is to my people holy. And now for our reflection piece on those 3 circles, right outside the circle, you write, what needs doing? Outside one of the circles, what needs doing? And then for our reflection, we're going to think about that in ecological terms or environmental terms or sustainability terms, whatever helps you think about that. And outside the second circle, you write, what brings me joy? What brings me joy? And then outside the third circle, you write, what am I good at? What am I good at? And now in the next few minutes, put something in each of those circles that relates to yourself, about joy and about what you're good at. And then what specific things, maybe just 3, what comes to your mind ecologically that needs doing, that captures my attention, not just the world's attention, but what bothers me, what needs doing?
Kathy, can you say it again?
What are the 3 questions?
No, this most, I've written.
Oh, okay, so in the circle, like what needs doing, there's space, there should be space in the circle for you to actually write 3 things that come to your mind quite quickly in ecological terms about what do you think needs doing, like saving this or stopping that or adding to this or whatever. And then when you move to the other circles, you add a few things in each circle that's particular to you. Is there just enough for you to think about the connections? I know when I did this, I just found out it to be so helpful in thinking about, well, what do I do with this? When I looked at my page and it says, what am I good at? Well, one of the things is cooking but then there's building relationships and getting help. I didn't have to think about doing it all myself and teaching. I've always been good at teaching. So anyway, I had a list like that, which didn't necessarily connect. But then when I looked at what needs doing, like cutting emissions and stopping deforestation and changing agriculture, I think, oh, well, where does that fit? And what brings me joy, being with people, conversations, again, food and eating and all of that. So how do you fit those things together? Now look at your centerpiece and see, like, what have you written down for what needs doing? And can you see anything, any smaller piece, like building on what you've written about yourself? Where do those three circles connect that could give each of us an idea of, like, what's realistic about what I might be doing? When you talked about the young people, that's not me anymore. So what is it, like what I'm good at and what brings me joy? What can I still do? And it seems like it would help. Has anybody got an idea of what you've written down where you can see a juncture of any of the three circles coming together? I'll pass the mic to anybody who is willing to offer an idea of what you put in the middle when you look at the things that you're good at and what needs doing and what brings you joy. Anybody online have something that you would offer to put in the middle of those three circles? Linda Taylor. Unmute, please.
Well, over the years, I find that relating to St. Kate students is something that I enjoy, and it seems like they enjoy. And it's I've had some prayer partners, and I go to I remember there was Lisa Rovick's class when they come. I'm part of that, and so I keep thinking, go over to St. Kate's and hang out. And especially with LGBTQ students, I've done that, and I think for me that's an important group to encourage and support. So the thing that holds me back is getting over to St. Kate's, and so I think I need to get more serious about getting rides. Somebody take me over on a certain day, not every day. But even starting with one day would be a good start.
Have you found some of those young students that want to hear anything or offer you anything about ecology or environmentalism or anything?
I'm sorry, I forgot about that.
The third piece here. You're on your way.
I'm always off the mark a little bit.
No, you're on your way. Anybody else here, online or in the room? Can find something where the three things come together?
What brings me joy is a connection to family, and I think these rich classes to encourage those younger than us to be thinking about that, but I think they already are thinking about that, and some are working on that too, to develop a way of passing that on to them and encouraging them in the way that they've thought about it. And that can even be sometimes in a financial way. Those who are studying, think what a motivator it could be to gift someone for working on an idea that I think is important in the recycling world, in the just passing on those good ideas and encouraging that.
Well, my family and my friends are what bring me joy. And so they then in what is doing, building the relationships, building it. And then on the third one, what am I good at? Writing and listening and speaking and giving something. So that all connects very well, I thought.
Did I miss anybody online? Anybody want to share your middle section? Jennifer.
Sure. Thanks, Kathy. I was thinking about the need being around bolstering care for Earth and each other. And then the joy for me is connecting people and ideas. And the what am I good at is around that visioning and connecting people and ideas. And so it just had me reflecting a little bit on the work that I get to do around the Food Access Hub. And there's a lot of connecting that happens there.
Yeah, thank you. Anybody else in the room?
I don't know if it's an exactly the answer, but I'm not very smart, but I'm good at liking people.
Yes,
So, what's your advertising?
Well, environment and what needs, how can you connect what the needs are with what you're good at?
I don't know.
Well, it's not done tonight. I mean, it just is a possibility of looking at those areas and thinking of them in relation to each other. You know, like, what am I good at? What brings me joy, and what needs doing? And it's helpful not to think about all the needs of the world and all the things that need doing. Just Margaret Mead's words about a small group, you know, just a few people that share what you share, talk it up, you know, and keep moving. And I wanted to finish with the section on praying from Come Have Breakfast, where Elizabeth Johnson was challenging us to look at we and us in spiritual language. She asks, what comes to mind when you hear the pronouns we and us in a religious context? What do you see in your mind's eye when this pronoun is used in preaching or teaching, reading or writing, and when praying together with others or alone? May God have mercy on us, we say. May God bless us. May God's light shine upon us. Who's us? Almost always we see it referring to members of the human community, you know, like we the people. However narrowly or broadly we view the boundaries of the group. Imagine the change in awareness and practice if we understood that the reach of these pronouns includes the whole community of life. And then another section, she says, we are, quote, ultimately united with all that exists. That's from Laudato Si, the Pope's words. We are ultimately united with all that exists. And what we need to do is reconstruct the understanding of ourselves as a human species in a more inclusive, relational manner. And then she finishes by saying, the language of conversion comes to mind and does not exaggerate the magnitude of such a change. To think of us belonging, being we and us with all that exists. And I'd like to end with what Elizabeth Johnson quotes in that same chapter. It's Psalm 67, and people online can find it in the chat. So can we see the chat here on this screen? I don't know. Do we get to see the chat on this screen?
Nobody has said anything?
Did you
put something on chat, Kathy?
Did you type it in? She put it on.
I put it in the chat like immediately.
Yeah, we can see it.
I sent it. Oh,
Oh,
you
okay.
can see it. Oh, good. So let's count on the online people to do the reading for us, please. Would you do it out loud? All of you together, unmute.
You want us to do it all together, or should we go line by line maybe?
Oh, maybe. Okay, Bree, go. You can start. Psalm 67.
May God be gracious to us and bless us. May God's face shine upon us.
So shall your way be known upon earth, among all nations, your salvation. May the peoples praise you, O God. May all the peoples praise you.
May the nations be glad and sing for joy, because you rule the people in equity. The nations on earth you guide.
May the peoples praise you, O God. May all the peoples praise you.
Earth has yielded its increase. God, our God, has blessed us. May God continue to bless us. And may all the ends of the earth revere God's holy name. Amen.
Can we sing the song again?
Every part of this earth is to my people holy. Every part of this earth is to my people holy. Every part of this earth is to my people holy. Is to my people holy. Every part of this earth is to my people holy. Is to my people holy. Every part of this earth is to my people holy. Thank you.
Mind if I go next?
We'll see if we can accomplish.
No reason to mind.
All right. Well, online people, I have to especially apologize for the lack of being able to put this on the screen. I brought a jump drive with a PowerPoint tonight. And true to technology, we have graduated to computers that don't have a place for a jump drive anymore. But we did find a computer, and so I will be turning the camera around. I will be turning my computer around to the camera and to the people out here. If anyone wants to move up to be able to see a little bit better, you're more than welcome to. Oh boy, some glare. The picture says the Bishop Family Farm, 1963 to the present. Let's see, where's the camera?
They got it. They got it.
Got it? Okay. Sorry, everyone. So that's the first slide.
You could also put the, yep.
Right here.
Let me see.
This is just showing me with my camera in here. Are they seeing it?
I can see it. It's the Corundelet's iPad. It's a little glary, but
okay,
it's there.
All right, for those in the room, this is my parents who moved to our family farm in 1963 when I was 5 years old. We had rented farm space before 1963, and finally we were able to move to this farm. And I just thought the couple who owned it were just terribly old. They had to have been at least in their 60s, if not older. But yes, I remember moving to this farm when I was very young. So that's my mom and dad, Leonard and Jean Bishop.
I think if it's going to be recorded, I'm going to have to hold this too.
And then this is my parents and we 10 siblings. So I'm the second oldest of 10. And mostly we grew up on this farm. So I won't point out which one is me. And then this is my siblings with their spouses.
Okay. Oh yeah, you were looking.
And I would guess this picture is probably about 2018 or 2019. So this is us as we've gotten a little bit older. But we grew up on our family farm. And at the time, we never called it an organic farm, but that's what it was. That's the way we knew. Jennifer Tashney can probably attest to the fact that when you grow up using the soil and the earth well, you don't necessarily have to certify that it's organic, but ours was. in this picture, it shows a house, and that house was in the town of Coloma, which was on Four Corners. You can see right here two of the roads of the Four Corners. Well, Coloma Corners was a place to stop on the way west through Iowa, and our house was the hotel where we lived. So our house was over 100 years old when we were living in it. I slept in a bedroom that had no heat. We had an electric blanket, was about all our heat that we had. But the downstairs, my dad had no plumbing initially, indoor plumbing initially, and my dad installed a bathroom and another furnace, but we had a fuel oil stove that heated the house initially. In the picture, I tried to label the fields so you knew what we grew. And just as many farmers in that time, there was a cornfield in this picture in 1963. The other four corners were a livery stable, a bank, and I don't know what was on the fourth corner of the Four Corners, but it was just a little community early on.
40 acres.
Yep, the farm was a total of 40 acres, which is just minuscule in comparison to farms now. No one could ever live with just 40 acres of land to plant. And there's also a large garden. And these soybeans down here in the bottom, that was someone else's land, but you can tell ours happened to be corn that year, but the neighbor across the way had soybeans. So just as with most of the land around it was corn or soybeans. And this is the other part of the picture. So you can see the house down here. It had a very, very old barn that did not stay up for very long. Let people online see it. But you can see that all the trees that are down in the field, we called it the ditch. And the ditch was a dumping place for many, many years of old refrigerators and appliances that we eventually had to clean up and get out of there. But there was a natural spring. The trees down in the field grew there because there was a natural spring that drained from the land down into this ditch area. This is a picture from the, I'm not sure of the year, but it's in the 1800s. And this is the livery stable that my dad got a picture of that was in Coloma. And it shows all the people with horses and buggies that had come to the livery stable. And this is the farm today. So you can see the house got torn down and now there's a brick L-shaped rambler house that's on the Four Corners. And there's a large family garden that has been there. It was there before we moved there and continued well after that. And then I noted some arrows that are in the back part. And this lake, small lake, is a lake that my dad created. My parents created this lake. They dammed off one end where the spring fed, and then gradually the lake filled from the runoff. From the runoff of the land. And I'm not sure how many acres the lake encompasses, but it's a large lake for Iowa, we'll say. The lake is called Lake Nur. My dad's name was Leonard and his nickname was Nur. So it's Lake Nur. And it was built in about 2001. They bought bulldozers in and just hollowed out this bowl. It was originally a ditch, and they made it wider and wider, filled it with clay. And then as it started filling in, they stocked it with fish and all. So it is quite a lovely place. I used to love to roam. The 5 acres was what we called that area, and it was it was just wild. It had wild raspberries, weeds and such grew up, and I would take my kids there picking raspberries because we had this roaming of wild land. Let's see how many. And then in this picture, it's clover and hay that we planted. So we were getting a little bit off the corn and beans. So it was in clover and hay for a long time. Clover.
Do you eat clover? I mean,
Clover is what hay, the best hay is made from, is clover. And it's dried and then bound up in hay bales. We used to bale hay in smaller bales, and now they make the big, huge round bales. But most of the buildings all over the farm were built by my dad and my siblings. I have 7 brothers and 2 sisters. So there were lots of boys to do most of the building, but we got our hands dirty also. But the farmhouse was mostly built by my dad. He hired out the brickwork because he wanted his red brick house. But most of the rest of it he put together, and all the inside work he finished. So here's the farmhouse today, close up view. That's about it about that one. And this is another view of the pond, and you'll see in the background there's a tiny little cabin. And this has a story of its own. Being builders and creative of things, they found an old garage, single car garage that was on skids. And they brought it to our farm and put white gravel under it because the rodents don't like white gravel. And they made it into a little cabin, put a deck off of one side, and it has 1 bedroom with a queen size bed and 2 bunk beds and a tiny kitchen and just a cute little place. And you'll never see nights as dark as you will in Iowa. You can see the Milky Way across the sky all the time. And you can see Jupiter without with your naked eye there, so. So this was in about 2004, and we called the cabin Ella's Place because my mom's name was Ella Jean. So Ella's Place was the cabin. And we still take care of it. It got a new set of windows and a paint job this year. Thanks in large part to me. I went down and my brother did the windows, I did the painting. Beautiful. Yeah. And there it is again. And then in about 2015, we built a memorial bridge for my mom and my brother-in-law, Kevin, who had died at a young age. But also this shows the trees that are starting to get bigger on the farm now. It will someday be a wonderful parkland, really, because it has so many trees planted. But the memorial bridge was built in memory. And the trees, mostly I would say are oak, but there are a lot of different varieties of trees. And here's the memorial bridge with a few enjoying being on the bridge and playing on the bridge. And here's just some different images of the farm. All of these are from the farm. Grapevines that, oh.
I don't think that's the picture. You have to show it over there.
Yeah, sorry. So just, these are just images from the farm. Barbed wire fences that used to be for animals that were there. Grapevines that still grow that were there when we moved there in 1963. And our wild raspberries, my favorite image. And the sun and the sunsets. This one has, this is a grove of walnut trees. My uncle was a tree farmer, or he owned a tree farm. And my dad, in his years when farming did not pay, was hired out by my uncle to plant trees all over southern Iowa. The Red Rock Dam area, they planted, I don't know, 100,000 trees or something. Anyway, my dad said, well, they never knew if we put in 999,050, and the last 50 came to our house, but apparently the project never knew they were missing a few trees because probably not. No one was counting. So, but this is one of the sheds where sometimes we clean it out and have a meal there for family reunion. And the sunsets. And the family reunions. This is the side of the cabin, the trees getting big, and if you haven't played 9 Square in the Air before, very fun game for young and old. So,
9 Square.
But I pointed out this crop is oats. For the first time we planted oats in the field, and we share crop with the neighbor. We share crop the land with the neighbor. about it about this. Yeah. And the activities on the farm, hay bale jumping. Tractor riding. These are my youngest nephews who are now at college age, so this is a few years back. And playing with the kittens.
My gosh.
And this is the clan at the farm. We are 60-some strong of just my siblings and my nieces and nephews. And everyone tries to come in July, which is our annual gathering. Instead of Christmas time, we've made it in the summer, so you can hay bale jump, so.
Yeah.
And then I'll end with this poem that hangs in on a plaque in Ella's place. It's titled Our Farm. Our farm to us is not just land where bare unpainted buildings stand. To us our farm is nothing less than all created loveliness. Our farm is not where we must toil our hands in endless dreary toil, but where through seed and swelling pod we learn to walk and talk with God. Our farm to us is not a place outmoded by the modern race, for here we think we just see less of will, greed, and selfishness. Our farm's a haven, here dwells rest, security, and happiness. Whate'er befalls the world outside, here faith and hope and love abides. And so our farm is not just land where bare, unpainted buildings stand. To us our farm is nothing less than all God's hoarded loveliness.
That's so
Beautiful. In our farm, my dad, knowing that no one would be able to buy the farm outright, put our farm in a trust. So I am a trustee with 9 others of the farm, and hopefully that will continue for generations more. Thank you, online people, for putting up with the less than ideal circumstances.
Clapping.
Great, thank you. All right, who's left now?
Yeah, we should get a number of how many people want to go.
How many people would know very quickly want to present?
Jennifer Cashney wants to go online, and then how many others? Barbara. Okay, so a couple more, and we should be good.
Are they all
Okay,
there?
15 minutes left.
Yeah.
Sorry. Does that mean?
I'm gonna do this very quickly because it's more show than tell.
Just do we need two more?
I think we can put that on, put the poem, some of this online.
Oh, after that, yeah. We're short, we have one more, we're short over here, one.
They need one more. Oh, you need.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
What these 2 pages are, I have 3 granddaughters, and when I grew up, well, for 80 years, I've never had any kind of understanding what the Mother Earth, the divine feminine, would look like. So I've been exploring. And a lot of beautiful passages I've given you are from the wisdom literature. That was from 2005. Sister Joyce Rupp did a retreat here on Sophia. So what I've done for my granddaughters, you can look at this on your way out. I've made it a little bit artistic. I've taken those beautiful scripture verses, and I love to handwrite and make these are I enlarged those passages that I've given you, and sometimes I'll add a little prayer based on the passage. So I'm thinking, I turned 80 and I have these granddaughters. So I'm thinking if I end up in one room, I'm going to need my own prayer book. And so that's what this is. This is my own prayer book. If the granddaughters read it, I hope they do. But otherwise, I'll have it for my, it's in big lettering.
Yeah.
And pretty pictures. So you can look at it on your way out. The other thing is a prayer. The news gets me down. And I found the last page of Judy Chicago's artwork, the dinner party, where she honors the women who have gone before us in faith and in life. And one of hers is Sophia. She does a beautiful version, but that's the very last page. And it's, I've made it my daily prayer because it's a vision. I think we have to hold the vision of where we want to be. So I hope it, if we all pray it together, where two or more gather. So we won't do it now because, time's running short. So who's next?
We could read the prayer.
We can do that.
Do you want to read it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. And then I usually say when God's kingdom comes, and then all that has divided us will merge, and then compassion will be wedded to power, and then softness will come to a world that is harsh and unkind. And then both men and women will be gentle. And then both women and men will be strong. And then no person will be subject to another's will. And then all will be rich and free and varied. And then the greed of some will give way to the needs of many. And then all will share equally in the earth's abundance. And then all will care for the sick and the weak and the old. And then all will nourish the young. And then all will cherish life's creatures. And then all will live in harmony with each other and the earth. And then everywhere will be called Eden once again. Well, then everywhere might be heaven. Eden might be heaven. Maybe that's
so beautiful.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's the last page of.
Thank you.
I just want people on the screen that are next. Yeah, I think Barbara. I could send these to the people at home. Yeah, this is the last page, and I'm not sure how we could.
We'll have a folder. We'll put them in the folder. Is that?
Sure.
Yeah, we can take a picture of it.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. I'll leave it to the tech people.
Would you have it on your computer?
Oh, I don't go near. I don't go
Does
near.
anybody got a camera line?
I only write.
We'll take a picture of it.
I totally.
Oh, good for you.
That's horrible.
Who's next?
Online.
Online, the people online, two people online want to present.
So you can just set that down.
What is it? What is that last prayer?
That's on that other.
On the back of the
There.
Judy Chicago one.
There.
Get the hands too. Now, Barbara, shall I take a picture of all the pages?
I think there's just 3 pages
Okay.
in total.
Oh, yeah, there's those there.
Yeah, there's the Judy Chicago and then the passages of Sophia.
Okay.
Thanks.
And Jennifer, are you in?
Jennifer, are you? Yes.
Sure. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Thank you for all the sharing tonight. It's really lovely. And thank you for that trip to the farm and for the poetry and all things. So I put a link in the chat about an NCR article that is about some fracking that's going on underneath the mother house of the Congregation of St. Joseph in Wheeling, West Virginia. So there's a link there that we can send out to the group after. But what I wanted to share was a project that I'm a part of working on as it relates to this fracking, which is an environmental issue. So we learned that this fracking was going on underneath the mother house of the Congregation of St. Joseph in Wheeling. There's a great article by Helen Scormsley in National Catholic Reporter on this, and that's the link I put in the chat so you can see it later. But basically, my colleague Bridget Kelly and I are collaborating with a sister of St. Joseph out of the Congregation of St. Joseph. Her name is Erin McDonald. And together, the 3 of us are planning an experience for young people that are connected with the charism across the country to learn more about the fracking, but then to kind of come together and think about what kind of collective action we might want to take. And this is picking up off of the theme of the Laudato Si pilgrimages of hope that have been taking place this year around the world. And so we're kind of thinking, we can build on this idea of pilgrimages of hope, for the environment and pull together young people connected to the charism of the sisters, learn about this ecological issue that's going on in Wheeling underneath the mother house, and then think with the young people together, like what could our collective action be? So I'm sharing the project with you because we plan to host these gatherings this spring, like a 3-part virtual series with young adults. But one of the pieces we're thinking of building as a pre-gathering exercise is to invite people to reflect on their connection to land and then to connect a letter writing campaign where people could share their reflections via snail mail. This is what the young people on our planning committee wanted to do. They wanted to write letters. And so I was thinking it could be an opportunity to tap into this class. And if folks from this Hedgerow class wanted to engage in a reflective letter writing exercise, reflecting on kind of your sense of connection to land and what that means, we would probably by that time have specific prompts for the letter writing. But if that's something you'd be interested in, I will work with Andrea and Joan to put out an email invitation to participants in this class to engage in this letter writing with the young adults that are going to be a part of this cohort. Around our sense of connection to land and why it matters. Because our idea is before we learn from a headspace about this fracking and this issue and what we might do, before we learn about that, we want to get in touch in our bodies with like, why do we care about Earth? What is our connection to land? How do we know it in our own bodies and our own experiences? So that's what that letter writing kind of piece will be about, like a reflective piece. So I share it with you because maybe I'll be sending you an email and an invitation, and this is a little context for that. And then also I feel like it's something of action and hope, even though it focuses on an issue that's really big and difficult, like fracking. But I think it's hopeful because we're gonna come together around the charism of the sisters and think about as younger people, like what can we do about this and take some collective action. So
Great.
stay tuned. Thank you.
Where's our?
Oh, here it is. Well, thank you for that heads up.
Did Barbara McElwain also have something? Was there one other person there?
Barbara, do you have something?
No, I don't, but thank you.
She said no.
Anyone else? Okay. No?
No, east. Down there. She sees you waving your hand.
Oh, sorry.
Wait, no?
No.
I just, in one of the articles that we read, and it was in the 6th class, it was that all may have life the way to a new understanding of religion. And one of the things that I thought this article did is it did on page 202, 203, if you want to look at that, she was talking about Latin America, but I thought it's just as applicable to what happened and is happening in this country and probably around the world. But being very clear about what the new religion, the popular religion, and we see them on TV. I had the experience of going to one of these religious services with my granddaughter a while ago. And I just thought, it really struck me as a very concise description of these pop religions. And I'll just read it. Never has the Latin American world been so religious, and never has it been so dependent on and enslaved to a model of society that behaves like a religion, from which there seems at first glance there is no escape. For some people, it seems contradictory to speak of religious crisis in the midst of so much religious fervor. It seems absurd to be questioning traditional patriarchal theologies when without formal theologies are springing up everywhere. I'm referring to the various religious groups that have large media audiences and that do not begin with doctrinal content, character formation, or the framework of articulated values. Rather, these groups begin with addressing immediately felt needs, the pain that throbs right now, intense emotions, the worries that upset an apparent harmonious life, and the lack of full citizenship that is felt so many in our countries. Religions such as this, with no formal theology, are growing by leaps and bounds by responding to immediate needs that are offering what the state and other social institutions have been unable to provide. At the same time, they reinforce the hierarchical model of society in which only a few privileged people have the right to a dignified life. And it goes on, but it just does a really job of the churches of what's happening now, and articulated so well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sobering.
What's this? Well, I don't know where the off button is. So. I'm sure I have it. Well, I think our time is up, is it?
Yeah. 30. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Went fast.
Thank you, everybody. This is, oh, wow.
Been real.
A lot of powerful presentations, a lot of nudgings of the spirit. This one.
It's amazing what comes up, isn't it, after our classes?
Oh, marvelous. And some action from Jennifer. I will, if you send me these pictures we took and stuff, I can send it on to people. Or on the recording.
I can send the recording. I can send the recording to everyone.
Yeah.
What's your remember this?
So I think we are over now. Christine, were you going to do something?
No, but thank you, Joan. This was lovely, and I never expected this book to be that good. I just didn't have any clue, so thank you for introducing us to it.
It was very good.
That last chapter too. Yeah.
Well,
I wanted to also add something in my review today. Besides the book being good, I think the presenters were fabulous. I wrote down, and I actually saw kind of a theme to me. I really liked last week a lot. I loved, because a lot of it had to do with the earth, and I really loved like Bree Lloyd telling about the Hawaiian system of, maintaining the land, and Jennifer and the beautiful books, the book reviews that Therese Sherlock gave us and that I have ordered from the library. And I really liked I loved the session that I didn't even know I would like it. The one on fabric was so interesting. And again, that was our local presenters. And I just thank you for curating this beautiful session and all the people that spoke. And I mean, so that is kind of how I am motivated, not so much by the mass media, but by relationships that I have with people that are doing important things in society. That motivates me. So that was kind of also, I guess, what I got out of it. It was all there is sort of a doability, I guess, of what we have heard these past weeks. So thank you.
Yeah. So Joan, is there any hint about what might be coming in the future next year?
Well,
At least the book title would be great to have, Joan. Because you know what the book for the springtime will be, right?
yes,
Remember
for sure it's going to be the Teilhard by John Hout, H-A-U-G-H-T.
What book?
The Cosmic Vision of Teilhard de Chardin.
That'll be good.
What was it? We're putting it in the magazine, the Rondelet magazine.
Okay, great.
And Anne, who had Anne Hanahan, who had pneumonia, I guess she got home from a trip with pneumonia, so she couldn't come tonight. But anyway, there's a nice new book that has a lot of prayer things. So I'm thinking that maybe we'll use some of that too. That's reflective of other points of view. Thomas Berry, and there's a lot of
Brian's
writing. Yeah, all of those. So some will be familiar, and Bree studied with Evelyn Tucker and John Grimm in her becoming a reverend, wanting to combine theology and ecology. So we haven't got other people set out, but John Howe looks forward. It's all about going forward, right? Trying to not live in the past the same. That's what it is. And there are a lot of people who write about Teilhard. He seems clear to me. I don't know. I like reading him.
Yeah.
And
Brilliant stuff.
yeah, he taught a long time and he's a clear writer. So I think that'll be a help. But
Do you know when the very first class will be?
yes. Well, I know it will end on Easter Monday. So,
And is it 8 weeks?
10.
10 weeks?
So I think it's the first Monday in February.
Thank you for all you did to make this come together.
Well, and thank you for I should have had my computer here. I mean, it's just wacko that I didn't have it in my office
We'll
even.
remember that too.
Yeah.
Yes. Not all computers
I
have.
think she lost it, yeah.
No.
My husband said I should have put it on Google Slides or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we probably could have accessed it, right?
I'm hearing you liked the variety of presenters.
Oh, yes, that was very nice, yeah. Like the fashion one was really good.
And I just.
She was cute as can be.
You can see something over and over and over and I really appreciate it. And I thought, well, this is small enough. That not.
Well, and writing that, that is so
Beautiful.
Such for you.
I have a bunch of granddaughters.
Thank you.
I don't know, this article
35 different.
showed up.
Yes, but doesn't that look
My
like?
husband,
yes.
this is a fabulous. Is that something I've been waiting 80 years to read?
This, some of the stuff I like.
You like that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's the last one of her. Well, I've seen it too.
The idea that the feminine face of God is connected.
Sure, also,
The energy behind the science.
And I have for a long time. I like these things.
I tried my best.
Vegetarian is recipe. And this is from that way back in 2016. Remember when I made that recipe?
Wonderful. I'll show all that.
All right, well, thanks much.